the sentence. Now I'm going to break it all down for you, looking particularly at the big picture and some things for you to watch for in the textbook, just to give you an overview. All right, so the sentence is a form of theme that's made of 4 parts. And the big picture that you can extrapolate out and apply to other styles is that you're going to have something, and then you're going to have something related to the first thing, some kind of material related to the first thing, and then you're going to have something that continues, extends, or contrasts against those things, building some momentum, and then you're going to have an end. So here is the classic example from Beethoven. You've got a thing, and then the thing again. In this case, it's sort of a response transposed to a different chord area, and then a little extension of the thing, in this case using fragmentation to carry forward this motive. And then an ending or cadential area. Here we go. Okay, similarly, in this second example, you've got a thing, and then the same thing, but now it's sequenced down a step melodically. And then something new that gives it a little more zip and keeps it alive until it comes to an end here. So we've got, in more specific terms, we've got a basic idea, and then some kind of repeat of the basic idea, followed by some kind of transformation of the basic idea that increases momentum. Right? So we've got something happens, then that happens again in some other way, and then it builds and then resolves. Let's listen to those again. Okay, again, here's your basic idea. And then the repeat, in this case, it's a call or a statement and response. So here's a response to this statement. And then using this motive, fragmenting it and moving forward. And then a cadential idea here. Again to the Mozart. Statement. Same thing at the fifth, sort of. Right, so I said same thing at the fifth. It's obviously melodically down a step, but harmonically it's based on the 5. So you'll see here we're on the 1 chord to the 5 chord, and the 5 chord to the 1 chord. So you'll see that Kaplan in the book makes a distinction between a sequential function and a sequential material. Okay, and then we've got this continuation and then a cadence. All right, so here are the big parts. You got the presentation, which encompasses the basic idea and its repeat. So that's called presentation. And then you've got the continuation, which gives us some momentum that takes us towards the cadential idea. So those are the 3 parts. Now the basic idea establishes the key. So you're going to think there's a prolongation sort of progression there. And of course it introduces the main material. Okay, then this repeat of the basic idea could be an exact repeat. It could be in the form of a statement and response, like in the Beethoven that we just heard, or it could be sequential, like what we just heard in the Mozart. So those are the 3 categories that Kaplan brings forward. And then some kind of transformation, moving things, again, increase in momentum. So with the Beethoven, we had that little Biblia, right? We've fragmented that. In other words, we had an existing melody, ba-ba-da-ba-Biblia. Now we're taking a part of it, and now we can manipulate that. Okay, the harmonies tend to get a little quicker, the harmonic rhythm. The surface activity gets more animated. And then all this draws to a close in the cadential idea. Okay, now you're going to see a perfect authentic cadence, an imperfect authentic cadence, a half cadence, or a a deceptive cadence. Washington, D.C., deceptive. Interesting. Yeah. Notice he takes issue with the plagal cadence as something that doesn't appear in 18th century music. So check that distinction out when you get a chance. Now let's look at the proportion. Again, we want to extrapolate out and notice the proportions. So we've got a thing that's this long, x long, and then something that's the same length, right? This is sort of our unit length. In the repertoire that we're looking at in the book, it's 2 measures. It might not be exactly 2 measures, but it's about 2 measures. But for extrapolatory purposes, to look across genres, we've got a unit of thing. Then we've got the same length of thing. And then we've got something that's longer. Notice I'm putting the continuation and the cadential idea together because sometimes the cadential idea is a whole phrase on its own. Right? It might be a 2-measure thing. Or sometimes it just is at the end of the continuation. Okay, so that is the high-level view. Noticing, just going back to values, thinking about values, proportion, balance, those are formal values that are worth noticing that in the classical era, that was an important thing, having the sense of balance, having the sense of control amidst this elegant melodic material.